It's not a Hummer, it's a Toyota. Say hello to the Megacruiser. That's right, from the maker of some of my personal favorite supercars, like the Prius and the Camry. This is the 1996 Toyota Megacruiser BX V20. This is the largest four-wheel drive ever built by Toyota. Oh, you thought the Land Cruiser was the ultimate Toyota four-wheel drive? Now, if you guys remember, 2 years back, I did a review on the military variant of the Megacruiser, known as the BX V10. And just like the Hummer H1, this is the civilian variant of the military truck. And this thing is incredibly rare. Like, really rare.
Really?
Different sources say there's around 130 to 150 civilian Megacruisers that were built. And there's something like 4 or 5 in the US. And one's in the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in Utah. Just like the Humvee, the Megacruiser was designed primarily for military use. But the Megacruiser's actually bigger. It is gargantuan. But somehow, thanks to good old Japanese engineering, it's half a ton lighter than the H1. Well, lighter. Only weighing 6,300 pounds, nearly 3 tons. Now you're probably thinking, a vehicle of this size and this stature, it must need a V8, maybe V10 or nuclear reactor to move it, and you'd actually be very, very wrong. Under the hood here you find a 4-cylinder. Crazy, right?
That's impossible!
This is the 15B, which is a 4.1 liter inline 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. It's good for 153 horsepower and 282 foot-pounds of torque. And where else can you find this 15B engine? Under the hood of a Toyota Coaster bus. You definitely just won't be winning any drag races with this thing though. 0 to 60 takes around 20 seconds. Rampant Japanese horsepowers are sent down to all 4 wheels through a 4-speed automatic transmission. You could only get these in an automatic, and then through a 2-speed transfer case and onto a trio of locking differentials. Now, if you've driven a 1995 Camry, you probably recognize this shifter. Look familiar? The shifter for the transfer case is borrowed from the Land Cruiser, like you'd see in the 80 series. It's the same transmission as well. Same with the window switches and the turn signals. It's all just basic Toyota. Again, like the H1, the driver and front passenger sit on either side of the Everest-sized transmission tunnel. We've got about 5 feet here between you and your passenger. Perfect for those who don't enjoy conversation. But the backseat passengers don't fare nearly as bad as they do in the Hummer. There's a ton more room back there thanks to the very, very wide bench seat with room for 4 normal-sized people, or 2.5 of me. Now you can't talk about the Megacruiser, the ultimate Toyota off-roader, and not talk about what features crown it with that title. First, we've got portal axles, which essentially lift the axles up, which are usually the lowest hanging point on a truck. The axles spin a variety of gears, which are then attached to the hub at a lower point. And that gives the Megacruiser mega clearance. How about 16.5 inches of ground clearance? That's 6.5 inches more than a Jeep Wrangler, and I measured that myself. As I said, we've also got locking front, center, and rear differentials, similar to the Hummer H1 as well. But what the H1 doesn't have is rear wheel steering. Helpful on a massive truck like this, seeing as though the H1 needs 26.5 feet to turn, and the Megacruiser here can do it in just 18. It takes the current Toyota Camry more room to turn than that. And look at how wide this thing is. Now, in many off-road scenarios and vehicles, you need to deflate the tires to get better grip. Then you have to find a compressor, you gotta get out, you gotta refill each tire individually. It takes a lot of time. You could get dirt. It's very, very hard work, very laborious, I get it. But in the Megacruiser, we have a central tire inflation system, which means we can refill all 4 tires right here from inside the nice, cozy, warm cabin. I mean, it's comfortable. You hear and you kind of feel the truck moving around below you, but you don't get jarred around. It's relatively smooth. I know from the outside it looks like you should just be jarred and rattled around in here, but you really aren't. And this has just been an incredible experience. To be able to drive almost every generation of Land Cruiser, and now both variants of the Big Daddy Megacruiser, all while being in the United States, it's just, I'm absolutely blessed. Absolutely blessed. And that's thanks to all my friends at Northeast Auto Imports for allowing me to do this. And for all you guys watching, liking, and subscribing, I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Happy motoring. Hello, ladies. It's not a G-Wagon. You're not interested.